class, this video is a demonstration of how to use accordance. Now, accordance, the first thing you'll need to do is to open the software. You'll see that I have a previous layout here called Faculty Devotions, but I want to change that. I'm going to create one just for this class. So I want to go to Accordance. I go to File and select New Workspace, and it brings up an empty slate for me. Okay, so get that empty slate up, and I'm going to move that one off the back there. All right, will give us plenty of room here. Okay, the very first thing we need to do is pull up our Bible. Over here, it should open with a defaulted tab. Now mine's set at the Greek New Testament. Yours may be a different Bible. But you can change that simply with this drop-down menu. And let's just pull up the ESV. Okay. Now, notice here in the ESV, in the search box, it says words, or if I click that, I can look up verses. Now, you use words when you're searching for words. You use verses when you're searching for verses. So let's go to John 3:16. Hit return. Immediately it pulls it up. Now, I deliberately chose the ESV because I want to show you something. To turn on the interlinear, you come over to the right, and this little gear wheel, if you click the drop-down menu, this is where you will find your Show Interlinear, but you'll notice it's grayed out. Why is that? Because my version of the ESV is not tagged. If you have the ESVS, it means strong numbers, I believe, then it is tagged, and here's where it makes the difference. I'm going to go back over the drop-down ESV. I'm going to select a different Bible, the New American Standard with Strong's numbers. It's tagged. So let's pick the New American Standard, 1995, with Strong's. Now watch what happens. When I go over to my interlinear pane here, I click the little box, Show Interlinear. When I click that, look what I get. Now I've got the Greek text, the English text at the top, and the Greek text underneath of it. Here's the key to the Strong's number. So if I wanted to look at God, I can see that the Greek Strong's number is 2316, and the lemma, in which the lemma is your dictionary word, is theos, and this part of speech is a noun. But we want to find the transliteration, so we're going to customize what shows here. So I click this, let's see, look, I'll click the drop-down box, and I can select or deselect any of these items. I'm going to deselect lemma, and notice it disappears. I go back to the little box. I want the transliteration. So there we have it. Now I've got something I can read, because we're going to teach you how to read this transliteration. Okay? Then let's see what else we have here. Now, the lemma transliterated, that means the dictionary form. Now, just take my word for it at this point. We'll talk about this later. You really don't want the lemma transliteration. So let's take that off. And let's instead select the word transliteration. Now, what that's doing, because Greek is an inflected language, these endings change. The lemma is the dictionary form, which is always going to be, for verbs, first person singular. For nouns, it's always going to be the nominative case. Now, that probably will make very little sense to you if you haven't had a Greek course before. But just trust me on this. If you're using accordance, you want the word transliterated. So now we have keyed in here on our page. Let's look at the word loved. So the word loved is the Greek word G0025, the Greek Strong's number 0025. Then here is the transliteration. Transliteration is simply the Greek letters turned into comparable English sounding letters. So we have something that we can actually pronounce. So we have agapesan, okay? Or agapesan. Now, the part of speech tells us that that is a verb. You see a noun, verb, so forth. For now, let's just turn the part of speech off, okay? So what we have is the English, we have the Strong's number and the word, this word transliterated into English. Now, if I wanted to add the word itself, the Greek word, I can do that easily. I just come back over to Word, and now I see the English, the Strong number highlighted in blue, the Greek word literally there, and then the word transliterated. So this is a great way to learn how to pronounce these letters, okay? So you can use this interlinear and to do your work. Now let's see, what else do we have here? You can actually add other items to this. I think what I'm going to do is not do that in this lesson, but we want to save this workspace so that it comes back to this page every time. In Logos, we called it layouts. In Accordance, we call it workspace. So we go up here to File, and we're going to come down to Save As. And what do we want to save it as? Let's save it as my RBS workspace. Okay? And I'm going to save it to my desktop so it's there handy. I don't want to send it back to the Accordance files, but let's save it to my desktop, and we click Save. Now, every time I come back to do my RBS homework, I can use Accordance and my RBS workspace, and it'll bring me right back where I left off. Now, if you do a bit of editing, remember, save your work before you close it, just like you would a Word file, and you just come down and you just save the session, and it will keep updated with you as you go along. That's how you use your interlinear, and that's how you turn it on, turn it off, and how you customize the parts that you want to see. Okay, I can customize what I want to show, and if you need to make your letters bigger or smaller, you use this little section right here. Okay, hope that helps.